In a significant development in the money laundering investigation that was tied to Al-Falah University and the November 10th Red Fort terror blast, there has been a remand that has been made by Delhi court of Jawad Ahmed Siddiqui, who is the chairperson of the Al-Falah Group. He has been remanded for 13 days to the Enforcement Directorate. He will remain in custody for 13 days up until 1st of December. The man on your screen is Jawad Ahmed Siddiqui, who also serves as the university's chancellor and the founding trustee of the Al-Falah Trust. He was arrested following extensive raids by the intelligence agency. A former lecturer, Siddiqui is now the director and founder of approximately a dozen ventures under the Al-Falah Group of companies umbrella. 61-year-old Jawad was born on 15th of November 1964 as one of the three sons of Hamad Ahmed Siddiqui. He grew up in Mao in Madhya Pradesh, the birthplace of Bhimarao Ambedkar, after whom the town has now been renamed. According to his non-active LinkedIn account profile, Jawad Ahmed Siddiqui completed BTech in Industrial and Product Design from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya in Indore. His LinkedIn page lists only a few titles, including Managing Trustee Al-Falah Charitable Trust since 1995, Chancellor Al-Falah University since 2014, and Managing Director Al-Falah Investments Limited since 1996. Later, his family moved to Delhi. Jawad became a mechanical engineering lecturer at Jamia Millia Islamia in 1993. Jawad served at Jamia for 2 years from January 1992 to January 1994. While working at Jamia, he dabbled in business and formed a few small companies with his brother Saud. The 9 corporate firms that he is associated with are Al-Falah Investment, which was the first company that was started in 1992. Another was Al-Falah Medical Research Foundation, at which Syed, Shakil and other accused were employed, and where they met a plan to make a potential 32-car serial bomb terror strike in India. Al-Falah Directors Private Limited, Al-Falah Industrial Research Foundation, Al-Falah Education Service Private Limited, MJH Developers Private Limited, Al-Falah Software Private Limited, Al-Falah Energies Private Limited and Tabriya Education Foundation. These 9 firms span the education, software, financial services and energy sectors, and in the first potential red flag, most of them share the same registered address, a building in Delhi. Most of these firms were active till 2019, after which they were either shut down or became inoperative. The Al-Falah Medical Research Foundation, however, thrived. It began in 1997 as an engineering college and now operates on a 78-acre campus. However, it faces an inquiry by NAC. Incidentally, Al-Falah building is also the office of the Al-Falah Charitable Trust. While at Jamia, Jawad pursued some of his colleagues to invest in his business venture, promising hefty returns. However, he quickly became embroiled in a flurry of frauds, embezzlement and cheating allegations. In 2000, a man called K.R. Singh lodged an FIR in Delhi's New Friends Colony against Al-Falah Investments Limited. The case was investigated by the Economic Offence Wing of the Crime Branch in Delhi. Jawad was arrested and subsequently put in jail for over 3 years with his brother. Rejecting his bail application in March 2003, the Delhi High Court noted that in line with the allegations, the Forensic Science Laboratory in Delhi found that the signatures of the investors were forged. The deposits were also received in the name of some of the companies which were non-existent. The petitioners diverted large funds received from the investors into their personal accounts and then misappropriated the same. Jawad ultimately made bail in February 2004 and was later acquitted in the case by the Patiala court in 2005, but only after he and his brother agreed to refund the investors they had defrauded. Meanwhile, the Enforcement Directorate launched coordinated searches at 19 locations across Delhi NCR region earlier Tuesday morning, seizing 48 lakh rupees in cash. The operations began around 5:15 a.m., which were focused on premises linked to the trustees and promoters of the Faridabad-based Al-Falah University, which is now at the center of allegations involving large-scale financial misconduct and possible ties to suspects connected with the deadly Red Fort car explosion that killed 14 people. Security forces cordoned off the Al-Falah Trust office in Delhi's Okhla area as Enforcement Directorate teams conducted hours-long searches. Officials say preliminary findings indicate that the trust, established in September 1995 with Siddiqui as a managing trustee, diverted substantial funds into businesses run by his family members. Investigators claim that construction and catering contracts were repeatedly awarded to companies controlled by Siddiqui's wife and children. The Enforcement Directorate also reported unearthing at least 9 shell companies registered as a single address, an indicator, it says, of systematic layering used to obscure the flow of illicit funds. The agency has described the Al-Falah Group's rise since the 1990s as meteoric but unsupported by legitimate financial sources. Delhi Police FIR suggests that Al-Falah University misinterpreted its accreditation status by falsely claiming NAC approval and UGC recognition under Section 12B. According to investigators, these claims misled students and parents while enabling the institution to earn substantial revenue. The Enforcement Directorate told the court that false accreditation claims generated nearly 415 crore rupees in revenue over 7 years. Income tax filings showed that between 2014-2015 and between 2015 and 2016, the university declared over 60 crore rupees as donations. From 2016 onwards, it reclassified its income as academic revenue. A sharp spike followed from 24.21 crore rupees in 2018-2019 to 80.01 crore rupees in 2024-2025. Investigators allege that the university continued collecting full fees from students despite lacking valid accreditation. Evidence gathered during the PMLA probe indicates that student fees were siphoned for personal use. With Siddiqui in Enforcement Directorate custody, officials say that the probe into alleged money laundering, financial fraud and terror financing is expected to intensify in the coming days. I have with me D.V. Gurmukh Singh. He is a lawyer in the Supreme Court. Let's hear it from you with regards to the case that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate, 13-day custody for the chairperson of Al-Falah University, Al-Falah Medical College, and questions have been raised about the credibility of this man. There have been cases that have now been unearthed talking about how there was a criminal case against him, how he has defrauded people in the past by building these companies. Why do you think he was allowed to be the chairperson and founder of Al-Falah University, Al-Falah Medical College, with a past financial fraud record in his name?
The main reason why he was allowed is, I think it was the negligence on the part of our institutions and also the government bodies whose work is to monitor what the universities are doing with their name. So as you specifically said that he is involved in the money laundering cases otherwise as well, but his family also, his brother also was involved in long cases and he's still in the custody. But today what happens to see is that after the Red Fort incident, the agencies, there were 2 FIRs which were lodged. One was in regards to the NAC accreditation and the other one was in regards to the UGC recognition under Section 12B. Now only that serves as a predicate offense, and only after the investigation of those initial offenses, ED has come into the picture. And since ED came into the picture, it was unearthed that since a very long time, these institutions under the nose of our government institutes and government bodies are running a scam. And that scam is taking money from the children in the name that they are accredited by government bodies, and that is how they duped innocent children. I would not actually use whether the children were innocent or not, but today what happens to be the picture is that even the parents, even the children and all the individuals who were looking at their websites or were talking to the relevant individuals, they were sold admissions on the face that they were government, they are accredited by government bodies like NAC and UGC. But the reality is totally opposite of it. But today is that this is not a fact that this has come in view of all the agencies today. I think this is a very big negligence, because just in case, if all the bodies, government bodies, who under the nose, under the nib of which they were working, just in case they monitored single thing, and after monitoring, just in case they intimated any prosecution agency, whether it was Delhi police or any local police, then the local police would have investigated at that point in time.
Yeah.
But it is
It has
failure.
not done that. And you know, this university was founded back in 2014. 2015, there were these procedures that were conducted, the paperwork, the documentation that got over. By 2015, it was an established university. In fact, I went to the university's website, the web portal, and it mentions in the first line itself that the university has been founded, has been functioning, and is a UGC recognized university. Now, how blatant in your lies can you be? So how is it that this is still being allowed? How is it that this chairperson Jawad Ahmed Siddiqui is justifying himself in the court of law, even though he has been given he has been sent to a 13-day remand to the ED?
See, as of today, there is no official statement by the university or by the accused persons. They have given, I haven't heard of it, and they have not officially declared that what was and why they were using all of this. But one thing which their counsels argued is that this all cases are false, and our accused persons are innocent. Apart from this, there is nothing which per se shows that they have anything in particular in their favor, because what is totally on record is contrary to what their story is. But what we today have to see is that just in case, back in 2014 or 15, or let it be 16, just in case our agencies would have monitored, if the ITR, if they were, filing such filthy ITRs on, fake things, just in case, if the GST, or I'm sorry, that GST was not at that in point time, if the income tax department would have just seen and just monitored, see, it is not only the failure of one individual, it is the failure in totality. See what that failure has resulted today. That failure has resulted in loss of loss of lives of so many innocent individuals. And not only loss of life, but see how radicalized, individuals are there who are ready to just bomb themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and this scam, this money laundering, this financial fraud that is linked to terrorist organizations orchestrating terror activities and terror attacks goes deep down. It's not just a matter of those 415 crore rupees. It's just the tip of the iceberg. In the Enforcement Directorate and the NIA are investigating. There could be crores and crores of rupees that are likely to be unearthed in this massive money laundering, terror financing scam that has now emerged. Thank you very much for joining me, Advocate D.V. Gurmukh Singh Arora, and sharing your views.
Most
Well, with that, we take a short break. Thanks for watching.